one for the fans. We're here today with the 79 series, and you'll notice, parked in a weird spot. Why park like this? Well, we're actually up at the farm, near one of the ponds. This is what we call tadpole pond, or like frog pond, and we've even got some, what did I say before, Kaylin? What's in there? Turtles. We got turtles in there. Watch the outtakes. You'll have a laugh, right? But we are talking about the 79 series. Instead of doing it at work on the hoist, we turned around, we thought we'd actually show you some of the updates. Now, in one of the last episodes, which was titled We're Back, we're going to be talking about a big problem I had, where I asked you guys what I could do about a major problem. Now, let's fly back to that clip. We'll show it now, then we'll come back in a sec. There's literally tens of thousands of these 79 series out on the road, and I have a small problem with mine that you might be able to help me out. You'll notice I've actually put my fresh suspension in the front. Sits pretty, looks really good. But the back, looking a bit squashed. Does anybody have any hints on what rear suspension I should be putting in this? I know you're going to say springs and everything, but she's already registered, so it makes it a little bit difficult. So if you can help me out with either a suspension problem, please drop them in the comments below, and we'll see if we can work on it. The best part about that, you guys jumped in the comments below, turned around, a whole heap of comments, a whole heap of suggestions, all over the place. And you know what? There were some really, really good comments in there. We had to go. Now, the reason why I'm showing you this is because when it talks about suspension, I had a massive problem, right? There are so many companies out there doing it. There are so many options that, you know what? It's a minefield. It is so confusing. It's not to say that any of them are wrong. It's just more to the point that I learned and discovered that there's just different levels, right? So it depends on what level you're on, whether you're on a budget, whether you turned around, you're fairly cashed up and you want to go all out with coil suspension or something that you're using as a real rugged, you want it to be tough, rugged, but you don't want to go spending over the 20, 30 grand sort of mark on it, right? Me, I didn't want to. And I'll tell you a couple of the things that I actually had problems with. Now, I had what we described as like a 10, 12 pack leaf, because this was a 3.9 level, 3.9 ton Lovells GVM upgrade. And it had like a 10 pack, it's like a Kenworth rear pack of springs, right? And it was 12 years old. Now this is a 2013 car. It was put in brand new when I got the car. After 12 years, it compacted. It had collapsed, right? Which is why we lost all the room between the bottom of the guard and the top of the tyre. But what do I fix it with? Now, I'm not going to swear at you. I'm just going to give you a description of what it felt like. Hopefully you can relate to it. But when I drove it, in the end, when the suspension had collapsed, it felt like it was pig rooting, which means the car was jerking down the road and I couldn't understand. I'm a mechanic and I couldn't understand or try to explain to people what it felt like. But as soon as I explained to a suspension place what that was, it was like, oh, your rear pack has collapsed completely. Now, I had a brand new front suspension put in after one of the trips that I actually did. I come back, but the rear suspension had actually collapsed and it just wasn't moving. It was so tight that the front's trying to move like normal and the back's sitting there being so lazy. And inside the car, it felt like the front and rear diff were trying to fight against themselves, right? Which was almost what was happening. One suspension's moving freely, the back one's all compacted up. So which way did I go? I went through it all. Do I just put a brand new sort of Lovells in it? Do I go coils? Do I put airbags in it? There's all sorts of different suspension. And as per your comments, and there was lots of good comments, that I turned around and I went for a suspension that is just a little bit different. You know, it's not new out. ARB do a set, and Terrain Tamer do a set, which is this set, and this is parabolic springs. Now, do I have a strong understanding of it? No, I'm not. I'm a mechanic and I didn't have a strong, I understood what it was. I didn't understand how it works, but we are going to crawl underneath here. We're going to have a bit of a look in that and see what it looks like. Now, if you haven't seen parabolic springs before, basically it looks almost exactly the same, right? It's just they're designed, they're a lot thicker in the base, a lot more tapered out. There's a lot less leaves in it, right? But these leaves are thicker. Now, the whole idea is to have a lot more room between the springs. And look, you guys out there might have a better description on exactly how the parabolic works. Please chime in, Get in there, have a look at it. And I've got to tell you, when I put these parabolics in, the change it made was absolutely incredible, right? I cannot describe the difference that it actually made. I was actually quite shocked, right? Now, I had other questions like, what shockers did I have to run? Could I run? Now, I love my conies. Now, these are 90 mil all oil conies, and they said, yeah, they'll work fine with the coney. So I only changed the rear packs. That's all I did. Now, they weren't cheap. They're not sponsored at all. I've got the invoice to prove, right? Now, I mean, I don't know. We'll show a picture of the receipt up here right now to show you, but they weren't cheap. They cost a fair bit, right? So this was off my own back, right? Paid for labour, paid for the springs, the whole lot. Didn't go all the way around because I'd already done the front suspension. I just wanted to turn around and do the back suspension, right? But now, if I go back and describe what my main problem was, is that there was too many choices. Right? And I suppose a lot of other people have got so many choices which way to go. This is one of the more convenient, right? There's no welding, there's no engineering involved and everything like that. And it really, really works for me, right? Doesn't mean it's the same for you, but it really, really works for me. I highly recommend it. You know, we've been driving it for a little while now, and geez, I drove a brand new 79 series, which is a 4-cylinder one, and it drove like it had coil springs all the way around, which prompted me to try and drive this one. Does it drive exactly the same? No, but look at the side of the car. No, it's arse end heavy. It's got a big canopy on it. It's got a big rooftop tent on it. It's got stonking great big tyres on the outside. I've done everything I can to make this difficult. You know, if you look in here, you'll see that I've got my big, 100-odd litre water tank in here for Mitts Alloy for the thing. You can actually see where it is. I've got so much weight. I've got dual tanks in here, right? I've got it all. This is absolutely just a heavy setup on that. It was never going to drive the same as a brand new, 4-cylinder 79 series, which is a later model. It's a smoother. They've decked it all out. But I've got to tell you, it was really close. I was so impressed. And anybody else at work that's actually driven the car after this was also so impressed. So why did I choose the Terrain Tamer? I'm allergic to airbags. Now, am I wrong? I don't know. I've always had a fear that airbags, if they're over compressed or you hit a big bump, will they bend the chassis or not? I don't know, right? But it's always been in my head. As with the Terrain Tamer, I don't have to put airbags in, right? Now this is a ramp, so this is actually 3,950 kilo rated. They do have a higher 4.2 tonne one. I didn't go for the 4.2 tonne because I didn't want to go, once again, too big in the packs because I wanted to keep it a little bit softer. I'm getting old. I'm starting to go grey, especially here, right? I'm getting lazy, right? I want a smoother ride, point blank. You know what I mean? I love it. And look, underneath the car, we've made some good choices, and I've got to tell you, it really finishes the car off. Love me connies. I mean, I got my J-Max diff underneath there. Now that's the wide track diff. Look, you can barely make out what the brand is anymore. This thing has done tens of thousands of Ks since under there, faultless. The shockers, faultless. Even, my beloved Legend X exhaust, I still swear by these things. Never fallen apart. They're absolutely great. The canopy, right? I love it. It's all decked out my way. Which way would you have done it? Would you have done it any different? Please, in the comments below, did I make the right choice? I paid a lot of money for it. Would you have paid that much to do the same, right? Now, we won't show you any more of the car. You've seen enough. Hopefully, one is a bit of a catch-up. You love the spot. You might be able to hear some of the croaking frogs. I don't know. I'd like to thank Kaylin. Say hello, Kaylin.
Hello.
For coming and helping me do this video. Have a bit of a laugh. Enjoy the outtakes. Please, like, do subscribe, if I can say the word properly, all right? There's everybody unsubscribing right now because I can't even, I am Groot. Please, like, subscribe. We'll catch you next time. I'm up at my farm, right next to, I don't know what you call it, tadpole, frog, combination. It's even got bloody stuff in it. I lost that. It's even got bloody stuff in it. I was thinking about turtles. That's what I was thinking of.